Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? A gracious good morning to you, good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do? You know why I do it? I'm a little peppy today because it's Friday, and I remembered to come to work. I'm not telling myself it's Saturday. And for those of you who aren't in the know, that's what happened last week. I was an hour late for work because I thought it was Saturday. And then, as a result, I had to pay $30 for parking because there was no free street parking in the neighborhood. Okay, that was a lesson learned, hopefully. Now, for those of you who know me personally, you guys know I don't sleep in. There's no such thing. So, yeah, my algorithms were off. Anywho, let me just get into this because I got a lot to say today, and I'm about it. Okay, translation. I'm serious about what I'm speaking on. So, yesterday, that's how the old saints used to say it. Yesterday, today. Okay, I went into a big box store. You know, back in the day, my nerdy self would be in CompUSA or Fry's. We don't have those stores anymore. Something just computer specific. And the little mom and pop shops that are computer specific cost a grip. So no, I'm not going in those stores. So I go into this big box store, and I know what I want, and I know what section it's in. So I walk diagonally through the store, and I go to that section, and I walk up and down every aisle where I think it might be. Look on every shelf, because there's two sections of the store where all the computer gear is, or where all the computer gear is located. How about that? Don't want to be grammatically incorrect just yet. So, whenever I'm in this store, there's never any help. Never. Nobody bothers me. If I want something and I can't find it, I will usually have to go get a salesperson. Oh, I see them watching me. And they'll run and help other people. And by other people, some of y'all really know the experience. But for the most part, they're just watching. Same as yesterday. Now, I see the person that's designated for the area of the store that I'm in, but they're busy. And I understand because I can see them working. They're putting out stock. They're doing their retail thing, making it look neat and pretty because it's back to school time. And I'm in the computer section. So, I keep looking. Then finally I catch the guy on one of his many movements throughout the store. I say, hey, excuse me, where are your condenser microphones? And he proceeds to tell me where they're located. They're located in the camera section. Go figure. But I see some bigger microphones in the computer section. I don't want those. I want a lapel mic so I can have free movement. And I have a microphone on the, big arm, the boom microphone. I have a microphone stand where I can put that boom microphone. And I have that other microphone that you see me on the weekends when I'm recording. You see me hold. It's called the snowball. And it looks exactly like a snowball. So, this gentleman proceeds to tell me, hey, we have the Blue brand microphone over there, and I would say that's the best one. Now, the Snowball microphone that I have is the Blue brand. So I tell him I have a Blue microphone already. I have the Snowball. And he's telling me about the Yeti, which is like one of those desk microphones from, the old-fashioned talk shows. Don't want that. I don't want to hold it. So I said thank you, and I go over to the section. Now, I'm perusing, I'm taking things off the shelf, I'm reading it because of my age. I am very much blind with fine print. Now, I started wearing bifocals a while back, but I wear the no-line progressive, so you don't know I'm wearing bifocals. But here you go. So I'm reading, mind you, I entered the store with a backpack. I always carry a backpack because I carry computer gear with me at all times. I have card readers, I have flash drives, I have hoo-hoos and wham-whams in my backpack because I never know when the inspiration to write hits or when I see some artwork that I like that I want to incorporate into my t-shirts. But I digress. I need to say this, at no point in time did the backpack leave my shoulders. Now back to the story. I'm in this aisle, and I'm up and down the shelves, and I'm reading information. Now the first microphone I picked up was for, iProducts, the Apple products. Now back in the day, I just had to have an iPod. But iPod taught me a valuable lesson with the music cards. You had to buy a card in order to buy the music on the Apple stuff. Or you have to have an account with a credit card attached to it in order to buy the music at the Apple stores. I think that's what they called it. Then Apple decided they didn't want to carry MP3s anymore. And see, what people really don't know about Apple is they're proprietary, which means their products are their products. And most of the time, their products don't talk to any other product. So you have to buy, and I mean they monetize every aspect of Apple. You have to buy. And I know Apple was mad as all get out when the government decided that they had to have the C charger because they were making money on just selling their own chargers. So, I didn't want to eye anything, so I put that back on the shelf. Then out of my periphery, I see poor little Becky coming up. Can I help you find anything? This irritates the hell out of me. And I'm going to say the word hell with emphasis when I'm in a store. Now, any other time I'm in the store, you can't be bothered. I don't know whether it is I look like I don't have money or you think I don't know. About a month and a half ago, no, it's longer than that. About 4 months ago, I walked in there and I bought an $800 printer, which I paid cash for. Nobody said anything then. Nobody helped me select this printer. Nobody asked me if I was looking for something specific. I had to go ask if they had any more in the store because they only had the display model. That's how I get treated when I go in the store. Same thing when I purchased a TV not too long ago. That was less than a month ago. Yeah, I had to ask. I see the display model. Do you have any more? And somebody finally went in the back and got it. Nobody asked me if I was looking for anything. So that's my relationship with this store. But here's Becky now asking me because I'm out of view with a backpack. And don't tell me I'm putting too much on it, because I worked retail. I had a second job in my youth. And by that I mean my early 40s. And I had a second job because the job that I was working at didn't have, Bay Area pay. But I love what I do, so, I stuck in there. I hung in there for a little bit, and finally I just transferred to a job that pays. But I digress. So, rather than blast Becky, because I know she's just doing her job, I said, no, thank you, I'm just looking. But I said it with enough oomph that she picked up on my New York attitude and the GT FOH emphasis. Now, if you're from New York or you know New Yorkers, you'll know what that acronym stands for. But she picked up on it. And she left me alone. So then I go to, once I get up, I know that they're seriously watching me now to figure out if I took anything. So I walked through the store a couple more times just to irritate whoever's working asset protections. And when I worked in the big box store, retail, that's exactly the job that I had. I was the lead person on the asset protection team. Come to find out, after I quit, that the majority of the people on that staff, and I guess they knew it when they hired me, the majority of the people on that staff got arrested for stealing. Go figure. Anywho, again, I digress. So after I irritate them by walking through the store several more times, I go to the register and, get the standard. Do you have a phone number on file with us? And I provide the information. And the young brother that helped me, I give him the phone number. He's like, do you have another phone number? Because I gave him the wrong one for the landline I had many years ago. And I was like, oh, it's probably under, and I gave the number. And he's like, okay. Then he called me by my name. He's like, all right, so you found the account. Did I get any points, or do I get something taken off? No, it's still the full price. Then you have to go through this decision thing where they ask you if you want to donate to something. I always do. You just say that. I always do. Because I know what it's like to be without. So we go through that. Then the next question, why are you at the register making life decisions anyway? I just need to know that. Why do you need, okay. I can rant on that for a minute. But anywho, then he asked me, now I need to say this brother was a young Latino, Latinx. He says, would you like a receipt? And I looked him dead in his eye, because the security kiosk is right by the door. I said, I'm not walking out of this store without a piece of paper. He started laughing. I was dead serious. He started laughing. He said, I get it. So he printed up my receipt. And off I went. Some people may think I'm putting too much on this. But they did everything but, hit the overhead system, code in. And you attach into whatever you want to attach it to. But, there was me and two older black gentlemen who wanted a TV and didn't feel satisfied with the answer that they got in the TV section. So they went to another section of the store to ask questions, where somebody asked the question, "Can I help you?" and then proceeded to tell them, "I don't work in this department." Code in. And to my older folks, the people who have children, you know, we've regressed a little bit as far as our policies and protections, but you need to teach your kids this. Do not leave a store without a receipt or your items in a bag, because it could very well cost them their life. That part.